What's going on, guys? GM Bush here, and it's finally opening day for MLB 21 The Show. I'm really excited for this year. I think it's going to be a great year. Um, and I want to start off with what I think is going to be a really good video, really informational, and I think it's going to help a lot of you. Right off the bat, I'd like to apologize for the late video. I had some issues with my pre-order. I got mine a physical copy, so ran a little late. Finally getting on the game now. Been doing some looking into the objectives, some of the missions, and really what the best way to get some of these cards is. And what I wanted to dive into today is Team Affinities, what they are, how to earn them, and really the best way to attack them. So if you're on the screen here of Diamond Dynasty and you go to the Play section, you're going to see Programs. And if you head on into Programs, Team Affinity, this is kind of the, I'll say, the budget way of getting diamonds, but they're really good diamonds too. These are not like subpar compared to live series diamonds. I honestly think a lot of these are better than live series. Of course, none of these cards are going to top Trout, or cards like that, but they're still really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of quickly look at the AL East. This applies to every division. I just want to put that first. Every division works the same. Every team works the same. I'm just going to use the AL East as a representative of everyone here because I think I'm going to attack the AL East first. So right off the bat, what you're going to want to do is you're going to figure out what Team Affinity card you want to go for. So each team has an 88 overall diamond of a player who is not a live series diamond on their team. So for the AL East, the Orioles have Anthony Santander, the Red Sox have Xander Bogaerts, Yankees Giancarlo Stanton, the Rays have Willie Adams, and the Blue Jays have Bo Bichette. So let's say you're a big Yankees fan and you really want the Stan. You're probably wondering, how can I get the Stan? And again, every single team works the same. Let me just preface that again. So maybe you're a Blue Jays fan. You want Bo Bichette. Maybe you're a Rangers fan and you want Joey Gallo. Maybe you just want Joey Gallo because he's really good. These all work the same. So for me personally, I'm a Red Sox fan. I think I'm going to be going for Xander Bogaerts pretty early on because I've always loved his cards. So this is how I'm thinking is the best way to attack it and how to get these cards early to boost your Diamond Dynasty squad. So looking at this right away, you're going to see there's a ton of rewards along the way. And a lot of these rewards are just very simple, basic cards. Typically, like here, it's a bronze and silver player pack. It's nothing crazy. But there are some exclusive stuff that you can get through this as well. Right off the bat, though, what you're going to see is 60... I'm going to call it those little circle things, I'm going to call them Team Affinity points or Team Affinity tokens. At 60 Team Affinity tokens, you get this choice pack, and that's where you get to get one of these 5. And then there's another one at 90 Team Affinity tokens, at 110, at 130, and 150. What I've been looking at is how do I get to 60 right away? How do I finish the first one of a division right away? And I think I found probably what is the fastest way to do this. So right off the bat, the first thing you're going to want to do is there's 5 moments, one for each player. There's a Santander moment, a Bogaerts, Giancarlo Stanton, Willie Adams, Bo Bichette. If you do each of these moments, they all apply to the division. It doesn't just go off to a team. So if I do all 5 of these moments for the AL East, I'll get 10 Team Affinity tokens in the AL East. So that's going to put me already up to here. So we've already made a great start. We're already a sixth of the way to the first diamond. So then the next thing is there's a conquest map. If you don't know what conquest map is, it looks just like this. They all change, and basically you need to go around and conquer all the teams on the map. The beauty of it is there are these goals here, and if you complete all these goals, so capture, it eventually becomes steal so many fans and conquer all the strongholds on the map, conquer all the territories on the map. You're going to see you get a lot of stubs and XP along the way, and the beauty of it all is if you finish it, as it showed in the Team Affinity screen here, it's going to give you 15 Team Affinity tokens, and I don't think that's a bad bang for your buck. It doesn't take very long to do. It's quick and to the point. I would say an entire map like that would maybe take you 2-3 hours because there's 10 teams. So 2-3 hours, and you get 15 tokens, and you've already gotten the moments done. You're sitting at 25. You're feeling good. You're already almost halfway to the diamond. So the next question is, this is where it starts to, you really need to kind of narrow it down and break it up. Looking at the rest of this, I don't think March to October is the best way to do it. I don't think it's efficient. If you like March to October, great. You're playing a mode you love. You don't need any good cards because it's like franchise essentially, and you're making what is the most amount of Team Affinity points you can get in a single like mode or single mission objective, whatever you want to call it. That being said, for the time spent, I don't think it plays out as fairly. Collections. If you're no money spent, a lot of these collections just aren't going to be worth it, especially early on. You know, the Orioles give 3, the Red Sox give 4, the Yankees 7, the Rays 5, and the Blue Jays 5. So you're getting 24 points off of all of these, but it requires you to buy Chris Sale, Garrett Cole, Aaron Judge, and all of these guys. And yes, that's basically going to put you at 60, but you've spent hundreds of thousands of stubs. And again, as a no money spent player myself, that's not worth the investment early on, I don't believe, unless you're like a massive like Blue Jays fan. So you buy Kirby Yates and George Springer, and if that's the case, great, good for you, that's awesome. But in terms of Team Affinity, that's not the best way to go about it. Lastly, there's exchanges. If you're sitting on a ton of cards and you don't want to go through and sell them all, this is a way you could do it. Again, I don't think it's worth it because essentially the way exchanges work, if you don't know already, if you're a new Xbox player, each card has a value based on their overall. And if you hit so many exchange points, so in this case we need 25,000. So I could do Randall Grichuk, JD Martinez, and maybe an Erod and a Gary Sanchez. Well, guess what? That's 3 silvers and a gold. That's a lot of value, and I'm not even at 25,000. I'm only at 15,400-ish. It's just not worth it. I don't think it is, quite honestly, because you're doing 25k, which is the equivalent of an 86 diamond in total for 5 Team Affinity points, and then 10 for 50k and 15 for 75k. You could do these 3 along with the conquest, along with the moments, and you would have 60. But again, I just don't think it's worth it. What do I think is worth it? These missions at the top here. You get all these missions. There's going to be some at the bottom that are based off of using the Team Affinity Diamond card. Of course, we can't do these early on. Then there are some here that are 4 points for 4 extra base hits with Orioles veteran Reggie Jackson. 4 for 2 home runs with the Red Sox veteran David Ortiz. Then you have 1 with Soriano, 1 with Evan Longoria, 1 with Sean Green, 1 for each team. And they each give 4 points. Now, how do you get these cards? You can get these cards by, if we go up here, at 20 points, you get your first Flashback and Legends pack, and you get to choose one of them. So now you can pick one of these cards. Let's say you take David Ortiz, you hit 2 home runs with him, you've got yourself another 4 points. You're at 29. You haven't really done much yet. It's pretty easy. What I suggest, the big kicker to get these done, is you get 5 points for every 250 innings tallied with players from the division that you are doing. So when you are doing a conquest map and you have to play those games and you have to steal the fans, play with a team of only players from that division. You're going to rack up innings, you're going to get 5, maybe 10 points, and you're really going to help yourself out a lot. Now you're already at 35, 40 points almost. You're only, 20 points away. And then the last thing for it is Showdown. Showdown, I will hop into it. You get a token, and it's worth 3 points, or a Showdown ticket, I should say. Showdown is a single-player mode. If I click here, and essentially what it is you would draft a team. And so because, let's say, I'm doing Team Affinity, you draft a team, it's going to give you cards, probably live series cards, or actually you'll see here squad upgrades. You get a 42 series hitter, so it's going to be one of those Team Affinity cards if you complete this mission. So each of these little boxes is a mission that gives you a squad upgrade, and then you get to these bosses. These are the big red ones. If you fail on a boss to complete the mission handed to you, you have to restart. If you complete it, you keep going until you get to the final boss. Now, the way this works is, with every mission completed, you get runs to your team. This is the way it worked in MLB 20. So if I complete this mission, I might get 2 runs added to my team. At the end, for the very final boss, you start down technically 15-0 with 20 outs, and you have to win the game. It's like the bottom of the 9th inning. What happens, though, is with every run with every mission you get runs to your team. So if you do all these missions, it's probably going to be like 15 to 15, and you have 20 outs to get 1 run, and it's so much easier. So what you want to do is just grind through these showdowns. They're typically not hard at all, and the reward, as you can see on the right-hand side, is 1,000 stubs and 5 Team Affinity tokens, or tickets, vouchers. If you get 5 vouchers and you put them all into the division you want to do, you have just netted yourself 15 points. So if you do the Conquest map, if you do the 5 moments, when you do Conquest, if you play with all the players from that division, and then you do the one mission that is tied to the gold player that you get at 20 stars, and then you do 2 showdowns, you've already got 60. And then if you just keep busting out showdowns, you can get to the 90, to the 110, the 130, the 150. I think far and away, this is the best way to do Team Affinities, and from experience in the past and how I've looked at it, just because I'm sure you could do it faster maybe if you only did Team Affinities, but the thing is there's so many rewards in those conquest maps, there's so many rewards from doing those moments and those missions, whether it be XP or stubs, it will all tally up, and by the time you've acquired your 88 overall at 60 stars, you've probably made 10,000 stubs, maybe some packs. I mean, who knows what else you've made along the way. And I just think that is far and away the best way to do it. And that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to attack probably the AL East first. Like I said, go for the Xander Bogaerts. I think he's not the best card, but being a Red Sox fan, I really would love to get him. And then I think I'm going to go to the AL West, and I'm going to go for the 88 Yordan Alvarez. Last year, I absolutely raked with this man, all of his cards. And I just want to get that man on my team, and bring him into online, see what he can do. I hope this helps you guys. I hope you can get to your Team Affinity cards. And just one more side note I should mention quickly too. It's a big deal, but it's not something that a lot of people are going to have done anytime soon, unless they're spending money. Is under the collections here. If you go to collections and you go to legends and flashbacks and you go to the 42, you can collect these cards, and as you collect more, you get rewards. 10 of them, you get a 90 Mini Minoso. 20 of them, you get a 92 Larry Doby. And if you get all 42, which means all the Team Affinities, the Larry Doby, the Mini Minoso, and there are some that came with pre-order and you can buy off the auction, like this Ken Griffey Jr., if you get all 42, you get a 99 Jackie Robinson. And let's just be real here, that is already just a card that you could use all year if you wanted to. I hope this helps. I hope you guys get some Team Affinities down. Let me know who you're going for first. Like I said, I'm probably going for Bogaerts and then Yordan Alvarez. Let me know if you have any suggestions, things that you think might work a little bit better. And if not, I will see you guys later with another video. And happy MLB The Show launch, guys.